Hello there. Hope you're having a good day. I should probably come up with some sort of intro apparently because I'm always like, I hope you're having a good day. And I do hope you're having a good day, but that's kind of like a boring standard thing to say. So maybe I'll think of something good in the next video. I'll have some sort of like awesome intro. Okay, so this is the last build in the Moroccan Build Series, build 3 of 3. I'm calling it the Moroccan Gardens. So we did my Moroccan market, we did a Moroccan home, and we are finishing off with a grand giant build, the Moroccan Gardens. This is also something that stemmed from my study abroad experience. It's very much inspired by it. So there is it's like a palace slash castle slash gardens in Spain, and it's called the Alhambra, and that is what inspired this build. So I actually looked up a lot of pictures of the Alhambra on Google Images, and I didn't recreate the Alhambra, exactly. Again, it's just like my take on it, and I didn't recreate the Alhambra, but I drew inspiration from all those pictures, and there's like different elements that are in this build that come from the Alhambra. So I'm recording this on a Saturday afternoon. I'm feeling like very like cozy today. It's like slightly rainy out. I got a nice afternoon cup of coffee to pick me up, and I felt like wearing my hat and my glasses today, and I just feel like a YouTuber in their little YouTube world. I'm loving it. I'm feeling myself right now. So I guess the inspiration for this pack that the Sims team made was Moroccan riads, they're basically Moroccan courtyards. They typically have like fountains or like a source of water in the middle, some sort of like furniture, and it's just like a chill courtyard for you to like sit down and chill out. And there's often like architecture like you see here. So yeah, that is what that is in the center. Okay, so this piece right here with these archways is my absolute favorite feature of the build. I love when you like look down in it and you like see all the archways going through. It just looks really, really pretty. Okay, so I have a picture on my phone background on my lock screen, and it's like archways, and I've had this background for a while, even before this pack came out, but you can see it's a bunch of like archways, and I just love that look of the replicated symmetry. So I thought that would be like a perfect feature to put in this build, and it is, of the whole build, that spot and that feature is my absolute favorite. I think it's just really, really, really pretty. So the color theme that I went for this build was red. I did green for the Moroccan home, blue for the market, and I did red for the Moroccan gardens. So you'll see those little bump outs in the corners. I wanted those bump outs to be like the gardens. I wanted them to be like elevated and like have a bigger feature by being elevated. One more emphasis to be on it because it's the Moroccan gardens, so I thought lifting it up would do that. I had a lot of issues building the second floor of this courtyard, like riad area. For whatever reason, when I'm building, I think I said this in the last build, it just gets really glitchy when you're like on the second floor and like trying to have like part of the floor not be there and have part of the floor be there, but making like that kind of like balcony, like indoor balcony like area. It gets really difficult and glitchy, and maybe I'm just not doing it right, I don't know, but I always seem to struggle with that. Yeah, so as you can see here, I'm starting like the gardens. I love that little like shape I have in the corner. It's like a corner pyramid. I did that by making a bunch of platforms that continually get higher, and I placed grass on each platform and then a bush on each platform, so it has like this like really cool like triangular uplifting look. And I would say that's like another one of my favorite features. I think it looks really cool, and I actually end up replicating it a lot of times in this build, and I have that be like a very central shape in the build. At this point in the build, I really hated it. Like I wasn't like fully invested in it. I was like, this looks kind of like meh, especially that little corner like jut out building. I like that right here. I really didn't like that. And I do end up deleting it actually, and I think I made something a little bit better in its place. But it took me like a really long time for this build to like actually kind of fall in love with it. But um, there's definitely I notice this a lot. There's always a point in the build where like something just clicks and flips over, and you kind of like finally see your vision like actually come to life, and like this is exactly how I envisioned it, and then you get really happy. But that, you know, that first like hour or two that you're building, there's a lot of like, you know, empty space. Nothing looks like connected or like strung together, and you kind of like you're a little frustrated. But eventually something does click, and you're like, oh, finally it's all connected now. It all works. It's awesome. It looks pretty. So it took me a while to get there for this build, but it does end up coming out really, really, really pretty, and I'm really proud of it. I think it's awesome. Yeah, I've been having, I'm usually always proud of my builds, and I only like post them if I'm actually like really proud and like really love them. I've had probably two builds lately where I started and I'm just really not feeling it, and I probably might just like stop just because it's just not there. Like the vision just isn't there, and I think that's okay to have that happen sometimes. This is another cool feature, like having some sort of like walkway like that comes out from the building, but then surrounding it in water. So it gives you like I just love how the platform's on the same level as the water, and it kind of gives you like that almost like that feeling you get from an infinity pool on the ocean, but like I don't know, you just like level with the water. I think it's really neat right there. And then if you're looking at the build top down like this right now, I tried to go for like a little bit of symmetry. Like I would say like 70% symmetry and 30% asymmetry. So, you know, there's there's features that are the same. So like all the corners have those grass squares. Both of the sides have like little rivers jutting out. So there's aspects of symmetry, but then when you like really dive into it, the specific aspects that are the same are detailed differently. There's elements of symmetry and asymmetry, which I think are really cool, and you can notice that you'll see that towards the end of the build, where the sides are the same but different. And now I think we're getting closer to the point where I did start liking it. I think these little jut out buildings that I have here were something that like for the first like 2 hours of the build like we're really missing. I was like, something's missing, like it's just there's something, there needs to be more um, there needs to be more building and more structures in the build, not just like one square. And I think these two little jut outs are really what tied it together, along with that long jut out right there. So when I did finish this build, I had my sim actually walk through the build in live mode. So like all the water jets were spraying everywhere, and there was something like really cool having an actual sim like walk through the build while it's live, and like actually like the game is progressing and there's animations going like in real time. It's just really cool to see like a sim walk through it because it brings it to life and it makes it like very real. Yeah, and I am really, really pleased about how this one came out. It's one of my favorites. I mean, I say that every time, but this is also one of my favorites. It's so pretty in the end. Yeah, so that's that pyramid triangle shape kind of thing going on there. Oh, this thing I'm building right here. Whew, I don't know what I was thinking. It was ugly. It didn't need to exist. But I did it, I created it, and it sat there for a while. But I do end up thankfully going back and deleting it because it like the thought was there, but it was just kind of weird and out of place. And now I'm tying together this feature with the arches. So I mentioned a little bit in my last video about how The Sims 4 Cottage Living is coming out, and I finally will get to build my fairy dream home that I've been talking about for a long time. No fairies, but we're getting like the building items and features that will be necessary to build a fairy build. So that's good. But yeah, I think I like briefly talked about it in the last build, but I didn't like really like dive into like what the pack is. So yeah, it's called Cottage Living. From what I'm seeing, it looks like it takes place in like the English countryside, maybe in like Scotland, England, Wales, like that. It looks like that area of the world. There's like lots of like rolling hills and just beautiful nature, like countryside nature. And you know, the pack is called Cottage Living, but the biggest like feature of the pack is farming, so you get to have chickens, you get to have cows, and you get to have llamas. And of course they also have like some new like crops that you can grow, like pumpkins, and you can have like a gardening competition in the town. um, yeah, and it's just like I just absolutely, the trailer is beautiful. The aesthetic of the pack looks just immaculate. um, and it really like really makes me want to just run away to the countryside, buy a little cottage on a large plot of land, and just, live off the land and have farm animals and like bake pies and make jam and like bake cookies. Like, it's just such a pretty pack. And I think I actually will do some gameplay videos with this pack because farming just sounds so much fun. Like, I want to build like a little cottage on a big lot and have a cute little family and just like, hatch some eggs and raise some chickens and take care of cows and milk them and just have fun. Like, I think that gameplay would be like literally so much fun. Like, I'm more a builder, but that gameplay just like does that just really appeals to me. And farming's been something requested by the Sims community for such a long time, and I am totally on board with it. I think it's going to be so much fun to do. I just can't wait. So some other things in the pack, they also have a couple different wild animals. So they had a lot of rabbits running around, and you can actually put little sweaters and outfits on the rabbits, and also like the other animals like the cows and the llamas. Like, they had like a llama in a sweatshirt. They had a little like blanket over the cow. But yeah, so there's three wild animals. They're introducing wild foxes, birds, and rabbits. And it looks like for those wild animals, you can't like actually like have them as part of your household, but you can like put things on your lot that will attract them, and you can name them. So they're free spirits. The pack description says, but you can like still, have them be like a part of your family in a way, which is really cool. And then the three animals that you can actually own and like have in your household and like really like take care of and have them be with you all the time are cows, chickens, and llamas. And there's actually like a lot of like Sims like lore and history that comes with this pack. Like, the llamas has always been like a central theme to the Sims. Like, they always like mention llamas and bring in llamas. Um, it's just always been part of the Sims. So it'd be cool to like actually like own a llama. I'm not sure if you've been able to do that in like a previous pack or not, but um, it'll be my first time owning a llama in The Sims. Oh my god, I'm such a nerd. I'm like getting excited about owning a virtual llama. Oh, another thing, like, there was like a rainbow cow. Like, it was like rainbow like splotches, and it had like rainbow splotches, and it looks like you can have like the cows make different types of milk. So you can feed like cows like chocolate berries or something, or choco fruits, and then they make like chocolate milk. So you can feed like the cows like chocolate berries or something, and then they make chocolate milk. And you can feed them like rainbow berries or fruits or whatever, and then they make rainbow milk. So that'll be like a fun little thing to see, like how, like what the different milks do. And it looks like the chickens like age up too. Like, they start out as little like yellow chicks, and then they grow into like beautiful, big hens. So yeah, I'm just excited just to have like a farm and like make a little like make some simoleons, like living off the land, and just, oh, it's just gonna be so much fun to have a big like open farm and like to tend all the crops. Oh, I'm so excited. And I'm so excited about like all the builds that are gonna come from it. Like, there's gonna be so many like magical enchanted builds, and I'm so excited for that. I think the pack is gonna go really well with the Realm of Magic pack that I already have. um I'll probably like mix like the magic-y items with like the cottage living items and create something like really pretty. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Oh yeah, this hideous atrocity is still here. I'm like lining it with bamboo. Like, ooh, I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I was drunk when I did this. I don't know. But yeah, I do eventually delete those after a while. They stayed there a lot longer than they should have. Yeah, so now I kind of started doing like fancy like landscaping. Well, a lot of this landscaping inspiration comes from like pictures of the Alhambra, like lots of like little rivers and like waterways, patches of grass and flowers and bushes and stuff like that. So yeah, I think at this point in the build, like, it's really like fully like come together now, and I got kind of like excited about it, and kind of like saw the vision come to life for real. Now I'm like finishing up the courtyard interior. I'm always more of an exterior build person rather than interior, like I've said before. So it looks like I like avoided like the interior of the courtyard until like the very end because I just like doing exterior stuff a lot better than interior. So in this section of the build, I finally found an excuse to use those really weird lollipop trees that they give us. I don't know if I've ever used those in a build, maybe once or twice, but oh look, they're actually in the corner, the outside of the lot. That is interesting. I wonder if that's why I subconsciously picked to put them in there. I don't know. But yeah, so I actually like thought it would be cool to use them, and they end up looking really cool, and they add like some like, you know, really cool shapes and dimension to the build. So I left them in there, and they actually look good. It's hard to find a build where those lollipop trees look good, so I just took it and ran with it. There they are. They're coming in. They look like something out of like a Dr. Seuss book, like all like kind of like alien and foreign, like weird little like shapes. It looks pretty. Oh my god, I got so mad right here because I wanted the water to come from like the building and go downward, but you just can't do that. I need to get the tool mod where you can actually like, control the axis of the whole object and move it any way you want. I gotta get that mod. Okay, so we've been going here for about 20 minutes. There's still a couple things that I do to the build, but I'm gonna cut it off here and show you how I decorated it and how I finished off the build, and give you a grand tour of it. And I'll probably have a sim like walk through it and like kind of, you know, show it in its livelihood. So here we go. See you in the build. Okay, so here is the finished build in live mode. So as you can see, there's lots of water, lots of fountains. As always, one of my favorite elements to a build is water. And of course, we'll give you a panorama. It's kind of funny, as I've been making more of these videos, I see things that I do like repetitively. So like I always talk about how I like water in builds. You know, I always have some sort of like vines on my house. I always give a panorama, so there's like funny like little inside jokes that are starting to happen, which I think is cute. But yeah, I'll go around one more time. Give you a good look at it. Can you hear me over the water? Okay, so let's talk about it. So here's the I'm gonna pull back so the water's not too loud. So here's the front. We have a nice grand entranceway lined with some fountains, and then we have these little displays here using that pyramid shape. I actually really like this archway here. I love how it's framed by flowers and vines, and how it's like open. So I think that's really pretty. Yeah, so here's the courtyard. Nice and pretty. Nothing too crazy. Just like a really cool, chill place to sit and hang out. And then here was like one of my like favorite little spots, like with the water around it. And then like the second floor of the courtyard is just like a little walkway area. And then we have little rooms on either side. So here I put like a little like fortune teller, like seance room, because I thought that would be fun and random. Any excuse to put like crystals in. So I have that little room there. And then just another like sitting room here. I thought this tree was really pretty, so I put it right in the middle because I thought it'd be like perfect to have a tree like in the courtyard. And then I like how it kind of stems out and over the building, which is really nice. It gives it like some sort of shade, like a nice little canopy. And I really like in this tree how there's like little mini trees coming out. It gives it some, you know, some cool dimension as it grows upward. Some pretty vines and flowers. So I really like this tree a lot. Over here we have, you know, garden number 1. So you can, you know, come out here. You can take a seat.
Oh.
She's like, yeah, this is pretty nice, huh? I never realized this before, but There's like a whole nother hallway here with like that arch thing. That wasn't even intentional. That's pretty funny. See, she thinks it's funny. Over here, we just have a bunch of different fountains. I really like these corner pieces. It gives it like some sort of um, division, but then it also makes like a really pretty like kind of star shape. And it really like frames like this fountain. So I really like that little feature right there a lot. I actually had a lot of fun with the little side pieces right here because this was like empty desert for a while, and then I ended up deciding to fill it in, making it look pretty. So it's just like a little fountain that shoots down into there, and like two little pools. I saw like either on Google or like another Sims build where they had like this like H-shaped pool. Um, Not sure if that's like true to Moroccan, but it looked cool. It looked like a different shape rather than like a square or a circle. So I liked it a lot and went with it. And then I filled this desert shape in with a bunch of little mini fountains. And then here we have the same thing, like some water shooting down. And then over here I have a little meditation and yoga area. So you can meditate to the sound of the rushing water, do some breath work. And then here you can do some yoga. Little downward dog. I would love to hang out in this garden and do some meditation and yoga. Definitely would. And then on this side we have the other garden. So again, I got to use my little lollipop trees, and put lots of fountains. I love this like little pattern work here with the grass. Thought it came out pretty. And then the last part of the build is this like little like terrace area. So I put lots of little treasures on the table, and I just made like a really nice place to sit. I loved like the design, like all the little treasures, and yeah, you can sit out here and take in the gorgeous desert views, and just gave me like really like awesome like palace, like Mediterranean Moroccan vibes, and I just love it. I think it's like it just really like it brings out that culture and like those vibes, and I'm just all about it. And I think it's yeah, This girl's like talking to me, I swear. Um, yeah, this is like another one of my favorite features of the build. This little treasure table area, and as always, one of the things I love to do in my build is make a spot where you can have like a really sick view and sit with a cup of coffee. Yeah, so that is this spot here. Yes, indeed. Yeah, so this is my Moroccan garden. I hope you enjoyed it. This was like a wonderful, grand masterpiece of a build. I really enjoyed it. I put this $5 kit to use, and just absolutely love this pack. And I really hope you enjoyed the Moroccan Build Series because I just thought it was so cool to have something new to work with. It's something special to work with, special to me, because I've been to Morocco, and just special because it's really pretty, and they did a really good job on this kit. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Signing out from the Moroccan gardens. The sun is setting, so looks like it's time to go. Alright, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. Bye!